Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Big drama show. Holy flying flippin' flapjacks. Where are we at today? I believe it is Wednesday, and so much has been going on in the last few days of mixed martial arts and just combat sports in general. It is insane. My head could explode just explaining what I'm about to explain. The big drama show that is UFC 223 with the new Max Holloway versus Khabib main event. But this video is why Max Holloway cannot lose at UFC 223. Before I explain why Max Holloway cannot lose, I want to cover the big drama show. There's so much stuff that's been going into where we're at today. It's unreal. Alright, let's start with the Tony Ferguson Khabib. They were supposed to fight 4 times, it got canceled. Okay, so Max Holloway stepping in. Okay, so now let's go into the press conference about 2 months ago. Khabib, Ferguson, Holloway were there, and they were saying like, yo, what happens if one of you guys can't make it to the fight? Max Holloway steps in and says, yo, I'll be ready to take the fight. If one of those guys can't, you know, I'm a big boy, I'll step up to 155 and take the fight. Everyone kind of brushed it off like, okay, Max, you know, you got Ortega, you got Edgar. We really weren't thinking about Holloway versus Khabib at all, even though he said that. Now it came to fruition. Now, also going into the fight with Max Holloway versus Khabib, Max Holloway was already supposed to fight at UFC 222 versus Frankie Edgar. Max Holloway had an ankle injury, which he suffered, which forced him out of UFC 222. Now, this is UFC 223, just one pay-per-view later, and healing up off of that ankle injury, Max Holloway is taking this fight on 6 days notice, and literally everything is stacked against Max Holloway. You might be thinking, well, how can Max Holloway not lose if literally all the cards are stacked against him? Well, first let's point at all those cards that are stacked against him. The injury, for sure. That's one thing you can't deny. He was just forced out of a pay-per-view main event with Frankie Edgar because he was injured. Now, he's had time to heal up the injury. He was still talking about he might need surgery, but at least it's still healed up and he's been able to train a little bit. Still, he wasn't in a full fight camp. So he was injured. It's still not 100%. So this Max Holloway is not 100% healthy. Short camp. That's 2 reasons. It's, you know, short notice. Another reason, he's a smaller guy. Another reason, bad style, another one. Bad style matchup. This is a striker like Khabib has been fighting. Khabib pointed all of this out at the UFC 223 press conference today. He said, what's the difference between Edson Barboza and Max Holloway? They're both strikers, except for Max Holloway's smaller. Max Holloway was like, the difference is our name. You know, I'm Max Holloway. He's like, yeah, but you get the point. You're both strikers. If Khabib gets his hands on you and you're smaller, it's not good news. Unlike Tony Ferguson, who was known for submitting guys, known for his elbows from the bottom. Khabib versus Ferguson was an amazing style matchup. Max Holloway is already a bad style matchup versus Khabib, but he's also a smaller guy. Another one stacked up against Max Holloway. On top of that, let's see, so we've got bad style matchup, the smaller guy, short notice, the injury. I think that's everything, but now you might be thinking, how can Max Holloway not lose? Because I heard someone asking at the press conference, you know, Max Holloway, you know, you're risking your 12-fight winning streak, you know, this isn't the most opportune situation, you know, it is what it is. But I thought about this. Actually, he's really not risking his 12-fight winning streak if you take this into consideration. I mean, we already knew Max Holloway, win or lose, is going to be getting pay-per-view points. He's a champion. So even if he loses to Khabib, he's about to get this is going to be a big pay-per-view, over 1 million buys. I mean, this is going to be predicted to be over 1 million buys, a lot of sales. So that's going to be a pretty hefty paycheck for Max Blessed Holloway to take on short notice. Also, he can't lose his title. And now when we talk about his 12-fight, 11-fight winning streak, during Max Holloway's next fight, if it's against Brian Ortega, they're still promoting that 11-fight winning streak in the featherweight division. So yeah, if you go to UFC.com, he'll have a loss at the top of his record to Khabib. But anytime Max Holloway's building up to a fight, he didn't, you know, it's kind of like whenever Conor McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather. yeah, I've got a loss in my boxing record, but I'm not a boxer. Max Holloway's like, yeah, I got a loss in my lightweight record, but I'm not a lightweight. I'm still 11-0 at featherweight, clearing out the featherweight division. So yeah, he's going to technically end this streak, but not necessarily. So this is a win-win for Max Holloway here, win or lose, which it's really looking like now the video's called Max Holloway Can't Lose the Fight, but that's because it's a win-win situation. And the video's not called Max Holloway Can't Lose the Fight. I haven't titled it yet, but you know, Max Holloway can't lose at UFC 223. He can't lose at UFC 223 because this is a win-win situation for Max Holloway. If he wins, and we're not even fathoming that at this moment. I mean, it's huge if Max Holloway wins. He becomes the next champ. The last guy to beat him was Conor. If Max Holloway wins, shit is still crazy. Like, what? He did it, all cards stacked against him. He got the win, and now he's the fucking champ, featherweight and lightweight. The last person to beat him was Conor. That's a whole nother big drama show in itself. But even if Max Holloway loses here, he's getting paid. He's still going to have that win streak intact in featherweight, and he's still the featherweight champion. And then Khabib becomes champ, and then we still can see like Khabib versus Conor in Russia, plus Max Holloway versus Ortega. So this is really a big win-win scenario here for Max Holloway. With that being said, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOG.